I started with India's per capita GDP to be around 2.4 K USD, and Nigeria's is about 2.1 K.
Yeah.
While even the Nigerian literacy rate is almost similar to 75-78% as of India.
Mm.
So, given your Mama Yabo and the metro homes and the kind of this built environment, how does it help her, or how does it generate employment? How does it, like, because yeah, at the backdrop there is still some literacy pending, some basic human rights to be food, shelter. I mean, yes, we're talking about shelter, but how do you see that as a correlation, very direct? Because I can see that you can see it directly, but I'm probably trying to connect multiple dots to see that connection. If you could help us with that.
Okay, if one of the biggest problems that we have with human rights is the fact that there are still people that are crossing the seas and living in tents, right? When you start from there are still people that, because of wars, for instance, in the north of Nigeria, in the border between India and Pakistan, India and China, there are still people that are displaced. So a displaced person has no rights. A home anchors that person. A better environment anchors that person. So just like the triangle of needs, Maslow's triangle, we move him from one place to another. The problem is that we don't see architecture as a place, as the vehicle of transportation from one band of this triangle to the other. But that's what architecture is. So if I give Mama Yabo a house and she can pay by using her house to produce tomatoes and putting it in the pool, right? Then she's free now. She can do that in the mornings, and in the evening she can go and sell food or do anything that she wants. So now she has two incomes. The biggest thing in the West is, oh, this guy has two jobs, and so he's liberating himself, or he has two mortgages. I've given you a possibility to have two jobs. That person who is now paying a form of tax in real time, right, will ask, where's my tax going? And that's the beginning of human rights. The question for why does that guy have a car and I don't? What is that guy more important than I am? You can only ask that question when you have a vehicle that your soul can rest in every day. But if I keep you in a state that you can't rest, then you can. When you're crossing the seas, the Africans crossing the seas from Africa to the middle through Libya to Europe, they don't care about their human rights. It's a list of their problems, right? So what I'm saying is we need to give the least in society a vehicle that can elevate them to the point that they know that their rights matter and that their dollar matters. Everything they have, it matters. And so they can request from you. Like how I'm saying, you must request from architecture to pay its own bills. Then you now request from the people ahead of you for them to pay you back in human rights. So it's a request system that I've created, or that I'm creating. We request from architecture, and that liberates us to also request from the government, etc. And those can request from the next. And then responsibility builds in that chain. You know, as much as I hate to say this, governments are tricky things. They can be very nice and lovely on the outside, but it's like an apple. The inside is different from the outside. So governments, especially in the developing world, no, even in the developed world, they understand the advantage of that 23% non-educated, that band. They understand the advantage of it because they can titillate those guys to vote in a certain direction. They can use religious sentiment on those chaps, etc., etc. So they create a system of patronage. I'll give you a house, but the land is mine. So that when you don't do what I want, I can take the base. What's a house without a piece of land? So we said, let's make land in the air. So you can't take it. Since your decree says all lands belong to the government, let's multiply the land, right? Let's create land. So again, for me, what's more important for me is not trying to find a way to educate people, because education is something that can happen. But there are many educated people that have nowhere to live, that have no connection to society. And then is in that nexus that crime starts to happen. Because I'm educated, I've got skills, but I have nowhere to rest my head, or I can't connect into society by job or anything. And I have some skills. And I know that you don't have more than I do, don't know more than I do, but you have more than I do. And so I can empower myself to take that from you. So there's a gap that we've created with that 20-something% lack of literacy that people, somebody somewhere is able to tune the society to exactly what they want because they're able to rely on certain groups of people. And it's not about those people. It's about the numbers. If you understand the numbers, you know where to press, where not to press. For instance, why are there not more schools? Why is all primary and secondary education not free? Do you understand? There's the internet. Okay, now you don't even need so many teachers. There's the internet. Why don't you make the internet free? You already have the broadband cables. We are already paying a heck of money to use the internet, and you don't need all of it. Why don't the people in the lowest bands have internet? Why don't we have rural libraries that those guys can use the internet and educate themselves?